Howdy, this is John Jolly, webmaster of Chinook.org. I'm going to go over a few new changes since our last update on the new Chinook.org website. So first I'm going to start out with the front page here. So you'll notice we've got the slider right here that hops between our different programs. We've got announcements and events. There's basically a picture of from the most recent post. A picture from that will show up here, and then you have kind of some static text that outlines whatever that particular program or kind of category is. So we have announcements and events, working dog program, health and genetics, and rescue. And then when you go and you click on this button, it's going to take you to that particular program or category page. If we go down, one thing I wanted to point out is the posts that appear here on the front page to allow us to have dynamic content and keep the website fresh. These are going to be pulled from the different areas around the website. So you'll notice some of those categories or programs. This post is from announcements and events, health and genetics, rescue. They all show up here. I also can make any particular post sticky, and that puts it at the top of this list. So another change about the front page here is I have access to all of our different websites, or social media. So we've got Facebook, Instagram. Yes, we have an Instagram. Doesn't have any pictures yet, but then we have YouTube, a contact page, and then our shopping cart, which right now is hooked up to a Zazzle page that isn't up and running just yet. So next, let's go to the different program pages. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. So each program page or category page has this kind of large area at the top with a featured image, and then we have some static text, doesn't really change too often, that describes whatever the program or category is, and then there may or may not be some links or other functionality depending on what's needed for that particular page. So at the bottom here we've got recent posts, so all of them will have the post associated with that particular program or category. So we see a post from health and genetics. If I go into one of the different categories, working dog, it's very similar to health and genetics. Rescue is a little bit different. Another thing you'll notice here too is we have access to whoever's in charge of that particular program, so anyone can come in and email that person. And then there's various links again. Each page is a little bit different, but most of this content's been ported over from the previous website. So if we go on to the kind of some of the table-based pages, so we'll look first at some of the member pages. Member directories only accessible for members. I can go in here, I can search by various different the columns here. If I want to find everybody in Arizona, I can use this search function very easily. We'll hit up on some of the other tables. They all are arranged very similar. So you look at it by dogs. I can go to Cannon's page right here and see him. I can see also, if I'm a member, I can see what profile he's attached to, so who actually owns him. I can go to breeders, breeding dogs, litters, all very similar. If I go to breeding dogs, this is accessible for anybody. Allows me to see males and females that are breeding dogs. If I just want to look at studs, I can filter off all the females, and then I can go in to that particular page, look at that dog, and it takes out the member information, so we protect that and keep that only for members. There's also a breeders page. If I click on these, I'll get more information about breeders. If I click on the litters page, I'm going to get more information about the various litters, and those are managed on each user's profile page. So next I'm going to go to kind of some of the other pages I've been working on. So last time I finished up with history, or I was working on history, and basically there's a lot of content here. I'm still in the process of sorting it all out. This is an example of a gallery. I'll show you another one of these in just a moment. But this one is still in progress. A lot of text here. We've got a volunteer page, which haven't quite got together yet, but we have some of the information. I'm just going to show you one of the fact pages. So they all look basically the same, and this is all information that's just ported over Not a lot of pictures here, so during our review phase, which will probably happen at the end of January, we'll get this out so the board can review it. This, if you've got ideas about pictures, then we can add those in. So UKC, breed standard, ported over, nothing that special, nothing that different. Some of these buttons I'm going to turn off here. The national specialty is a little bit different, so you'll have some static text here at the top that won't really change all that often, and then right here you're going to have the last specialty opened up with kind of a summary of the winners, and then I can open up the pictures and see a gallery of all the pictures taken at that event. And there's a lot of options for how to move around. I can use the arrow keys, I can use these buttons, I can press escape or X to get out of this. So very, very nice usable gallery option. Previous specialties are going to be down here below, hidden at the time, but you can expand them and then see, pictures from past specialties. Show facts. UKC links right here. Just go to the UKC website, different portions of it. Showing facts is something I'd like more information on, so if anyone has some ideas about what should be on this page, please let me know. We talked a little bit about programs. There's a couple placeholders here and some different pages. I'm going to hit on health resources real quick to just show the difference. So all the same information. The major change here is showing the books in a little bit different format. So previously they were shown in this bibliography style format, and here much more picture oriented. I can click on any one of these and it takes me right to Amazon, and I can look at more reviews and then make decisions on whether I want to get that book or not. Just real quick for the working program details page. So a lot of information on this page. We have these areas that can be expanded and collapsed. And once you expand, you have all the information about required documents, application forms. In the future, this could be put online, but for now, it's just ported over. Going over to members area, so we've got Chinook Quarterly, so I can access the most recent Chinook Quarterlies or any of them really if I'm a member. And then the main change here is historical archives. So if I click on this button, it's going to take me to the new location for the COA Historical Archive, which is on Google Drive. And I have basically all sorts of, it's just a lot easier to view information. So I can click on Chinook, I can see all the pictures instead of having to navigate to a directory and I may not know what file I'm interested in. I can immediately get feedback with all the pictures. And go in, and really this makes this a lot more accessible for all of our members, and hopefully that's range. Hopefully we'll make this set up so we can add to this in the future, so it's organized in a logical way that'll help us add to the historical archive. That's basically it. The next steps are going to be the volunteer page, the showing fact page. Please send me any information you have. Thoughts about what you'd like to see there. And then in members page, I've tested out all membership sort of creation, but right now lots of the pages aren't kind of hooked together how they're supposed to be. So that's one of the next things that I have coming up. So it's coming along very nicely, and thank you for